Greetings, I was just working some more, or about to work some more on the pool here, and look at this. Somebody left me gifts. I have the best friends in the whole world. Nice. And nice. Wow. That is excellent. That is excellent. I wonder what happens if I mix these two bows together. We'll have to find out later, but for now I'm going to take the new one, and we'll have to give it a name later. But whoever left that for me, thank you kindly. I think I'm just going to work on the floor in here and the flooring out through here. I actually don't care for this much diorite. I'm okay with it all up through the bottom of here because this will eventually be covered with water. But I don't really want this much diorite just along the main paths. So I'm going to have to do something about that in a bit. Alright, so I'm now on RealmSmalec as Alborel Rising. This is my non-survival guy who just does admin, maintenance stuff on the server. But while I'm here, I wanted to do a quick update on the flag capture status. So Kaylin was able to find the white banner, which is worth 16 points, putting her on the capture the flag scoreboard for round 3. And that's going to be interesting. That means there are only 2 flags left. There's a green flag that, as last I was aware, Comsger had in his possession and was selling it to the highest bidder. And then there's 1 flag remaining that has not been found, and I'm going to give the folks on the realm a hint. Well, I'm going to give you guys a piece of trivia, and that is that it's hidden in the same place that it was in round 2, but nobody found it in round 2 either. And it's in a very hard place to find, or should I say a very hardcore place to find. Oh, that clue might be too easy. Okay, so what I'm doing, what I'm hoping to do today, and I hope this doesn't cause any problems. I'm the only one on at the moment, but I am going to be installing some new command blocks to this chain here. So right now, we have this repeating command block, which just goes all the time, and it looks for any Enderman that is in the overworld. These two together, they look for any Enderman in the overworld, and they force a extended piston into the Enderman's hands. And in fact, you know what? I think it's actually safe for me to demonstrate this just really quick. This isn't the point of the video, but... so you see how he's holding an empty block? What that does is it forces this Enderman to have a block that he cannot put down, and therefore he cannot rip up the lawns on our server. So we didn't like the Enderman constantly picking up grass when we were offline. One of the decisions we made at the beginning of this server, and perhaps not the smartest, but we didn't realize at the time, is to make our whole town around spawn. So those chunks are constantly loaded always, and we don't want, and so therefore Enderman can be doing a whole bunch of stuff while we're offline, and we come back on and our lawns are full of holes. So we implemented this. This does not affect Enderman in the end, and it doesn't affect Enderman in the nether, which doesn't make any sense, but so in the end they can still do all their normal stuff, and it doesn't affect their behavior other than they can't pick up our blocks. And so today I'm going to be adding another set of command blocks, and this is something that was, as far as I know, discovered or first created on the Hermitcraft server, I think. Zoomovoid put it in a video. I found out about it while I was playing on the Island Life server. And basically what it does is it allows it on a multiplayer server that only one person needs to sleep in a bed to turn it to night. So the idea is, let's say there were 3 of us on. One of us gets in a bed and a little message pops up in chat saying sleep alert. Somebody's in a bed, and it's going to turn to dawn in 10 seconds. And if somebody has an objection to that, they want it to be night, they can type in the chat or say something in the voice over IP, and that person should cancel and get out of the bed. If nothing happens within 10 seconds, then the server will automatically put it to day, and then things will proceed as normal. So pretty simple concept. And I can tell you that on this server, certain people are constantly saying bed, bed, sleep, things like that when it's night. And so if you're not near a bed, then you have to disconnect. And so we're all already resetting it, forcing it to be day. This is just a more convenient option. And for what we're doing on the server, I don't think it takes away from any of the challenge. And like I said, if anyone has objection, if anyone wants it to be night, all they have to do is communicate. So I'm going to steal some of the thunder from Suzuma's video. I'm just going to show you the commands here, but if you want more information on how it works, please go check out his video. So first thing, I'm adding an objective, and then I'm adding a command that basically looks for anyone who's sleeping in a bed, and it sets their objective called sleep to, it adds 1 to their objective called sleep. So as soon as you get in the bed, it'll start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once it counts up to 105, I've added another command block, which will set the time to 0. And as you know, that will automatically pop you up out of the bed. I am going to put it at 105 ticks. I believe there's 10 ticks per second, so this is 10 seconds. But I might be wrong about that. I might need to change this to 200 ticks. But we're going to start with this. And the last command is pretty simple. If your score is at least 1 and you're no longer sleeping, then it just resets your score to 0, which means you popped up out of the bed. So that's all it takes. I mean, that is literally all that it takes to get this to work. But I have to add one more command, which is the command to put the message in the chat. So now I'm going to actually shift this whole set over. And then I added this really long one. So it looks to find anyone whose score is exactly 1. And I'm hoping that it catches. But I needed to look for an exact score, because if I put like a range, like if your score is anywhere between 1 and 10, then potentially 10 messages are going to pop up. And it's only going to do this once for a random player. So it's going to find this person, it's going to do a tell raw to everybody and pop up the sleep alert. If I did this right. Now, I didn't actually prototype this anywhere. So let's just go ahead and test it here. Actually, let's do this. Let's go here to the sheriff's office. We're in... whoops, let's do this. Let's go up to 150. Okay, so it looks like it is becoming night. Sorry. Where can I put this? Come on. Without breaking the roof. There we go. It's becoming day or becoming night? Well, let's see. Okay. Sleep alert popped up. Dawn will occur in 10 seconds if there's no objectives. It only showed up once, so that's good. Now I'm going to time set 2300. So it's night again. And this time I'm going to leave the bed. And it's still proceeding as night as planned. 1, 2, 3. Now, I can't tell if night ended because I'm the only one on the server, or if it legitimately worked. So I'll have to get somebody else on to help test this out. And in the town hall announcement hall, I have posted the Bed Buddies book up here on the announcement board. You'll notice that I put it on a red glass block sticking out, so it should draw your attention. And then I've moved the capture the flag flat against the board since it's no longer relevant. Hawk Miner, I'm pretty sure the fashion show got rescheduled, so if you wouldn't mind dealing with that. And since I'm here, this actually gives me another idea that I meant to bring up before. And by the way, I don't know if I showed. Did I show Technoscribe's banner has been added here? It's really nice. I moved my banners up so that there's still accurate amount of space here. But if you're on the server and you do not yet have a banner, please make one and just put it up there right now in alphabetical order. So B, C, F, etc. over to U. Just stick it in where it belongs. You can move them around or move mine down, whatever you want to do. Or contact me if you don't know what kind of banner to make, and I'll help you with one. The job room. So the purpose of this room is to fund a project and see it to completion. So, for example, if I wanted a project, if I wanted to hire somebody, let's say, let's say I wanted to erect more lamp posts along paths, and I'm willing to pay somebody 2 diamonds to do it. Then I would put the payment in here. And the way that it works is that person would do the job, and when they complete it, they can take a payment. So it's kind of an honor system. I'm actually going to break these just so that it's like more clear what which one goes with which. Because there's a lot of things going on the server. There's a lot of builds. So I'm just, whoops. I'm just going to run down a list of them that I'm aware of. Oh. Oh, there's a list of completed projects. Okay, that's cool too. Now, my goal here is not to micromanage all the different projects going on, but I do want to encourage people to do collaborative things and to help get involved. If you're looking for something to do, I'd love to have jobs posted in there, and that will give people something to do whenever they feel like it. Do not post jobs that you are doing in there. So, like, for example, I know right now that Technoscribe, Boonaboy, Nippy, and Waffle are all working on their own houses. You don't need to. We don't need to track that. But if you want somebody to help you with your house, consider putting a job notice there. And I'm hoping that people will get in the habit of, when they log on or when it's convenient for you, but maybe like once a week is good. I try to do it once a day. Check the mail, check the job room, check the announcement board. They're all pretty close to each other, and that'll just help keep you in touch. And if you can't do those things for some reason, we do have the offline Google Doc, the private directory, where we're keeping a lot of this information as well. Or if you're bored at work and you can't get on the Realm on the server, go to that Google Doc and just see what's going on, and then maybe that'll inspire you next time you do get on of how you can get involved, or at least just know what's going on all the time. So let me tell you about some projects that I'm aware of that are going on. There are not rewards for them there at this point, but just kind of as an FYI reminder, I'm working on the water slide park. That is at the end of the subway leading out past the swamp. That's also the site of CDF Demand's theme park, where people are building roller coasters and things like that. So those are in progress builds that you can get involved in. I am talking to people about submissions for the museum. So if you have something you want to add to the museum, contact me. I'd like to talk to you before you just add it, because I want certain things in certain places, and I'm interviewing people as they add things. Excuse me. There is Cold Fusion Gaming has a new has a new RV, a recreational vehicle park. It's off that direction. I don't know the exact chords, but he wants people to come and build RVs. He wants to fill up the whole area with a whole bunch of RVs. If you don't know what an RV is, it's a recreational vehicle. It's a camper trailer. It's basically a mobile house. And here's an example of one flying up here above Felonius's tower. And basically it's low cost or mobile housing. So that's a project that people could be working on. There's also the scrapyard back here. So here's my house. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's snow. And then down here is the junkyard. Basically, the idea is to come here and add any kind of junk. So right now we've got like a car where there's like junk that was taken out of the trunk. There's a bulldozer, there's a rusty lawnmower, but it's pretty bare. Could probably use some more junk. If you have chests full of junk that you don't feel like sticking in public storage, you can stick them there. Let's see. We have the amusement park I mentioned. Chinatown, I've mentioned in a couple videos. There are still some plots left that need to have shops built. They can be functional, but they can also be just thematic shops that don't have any real game function. And that's underneath where I'm pointing here in Chinatown. We have people working on secret bases. I know of quite a few people who are working on them. I don't know where they are or what they are, but that's that. Way off in this direction, past the desert, past Silvis's desert, and there's a subway that the subway comes under here, over to here, and then it goes this way, and then it goes off that way. That actually, here I can probably point on the map. That leads off to a palace that Kavolta and Kalen are building, and that is a in-progress project. I don't know if they need any help, but here's the latest overhead view of it, and I can tell you that it looks absolutely amazing in person. But look at how huge this build is compared to, like, okay, here's my house. Let's see. Here is my house, this tiny little thing, like a few pixels across, and then there's the big palace. So it's a huge build they're working on. And then we have the amphitheater and the aforementioned Hardcoreopolis. The coordinates to Hardcoreopolis are in a book in the back of the announcement hall, like right where my cursor is. And the amphitheater is right over here. And the idea here is that this is just an outdoor theater, and you can sign up to put on different displays in this book right here. Just put your name in the book, and there's kind of a time limit, and you can put your display up for X amount of time, and then once it's past that time, the next person whose name is in the book can come in and tear it down and put up their thing. Typically, we've been working it out such that the person who builds this tears their own thing down. But because I have set a time limit on these, I think it's fair game. If somebody forgets to take theirs down and you're waiting around for more than a week, you can pull theirs down. Just follow the instructions in the book. There are at least 4 people creating or working on storyline puzzles. Here's an example. Jim Sack's got this golem here, and Boona Boy has these robot guys here. I think these puzzles are still work in progress. They're not ready to be followed yet, but FYI, they exist. And oh, here's the directions to Shady Steve's trailer park, actually. That's the RV park that I mentioned. I mentioned Hardcoreopolis, the puzzles. There are a couple other things that are I believe are going to be started in Spawn Town, a couple additional shops that aren't started yet. But that is an overview of a lot of projects in progress on the server. I know folks have been a little bit distracted because of the Out of This Realm contest, but I do see people still playing, and I am also, like I said, working on my project, which is the water park off in that direction. In fact, let's go take a quick look at it from an overhead view. So I am nearing the end of the subway line out here by the Swamp Station. And you can see one of my next things, which actually I could make this a project that you could collaborate with, is to replace all of this with brick slabs. So you know, the red brick, the clay slabs, and then put some kind of a nice border around it, and just make this central area prettier. Maybe put like a flower, maybe like a little island in the middle here of like flowers. So this will be, this will look like a lot of theme park entrances. And then on the right is the amusement park with the roller coasters and such. And then on the left is the entrance to the water park. I'm going to fill all this in. I got to put some end blocks here. And then I'm going to fill in this lazy river. I have to finish putting sea lanterns around so I can get rid of all these torches. And then this back here is going to be a wave pool. So this is the shallow end. The waves flow from here to there. I got to build a building back here that generates the waves. And then over here, I'm going to build a seating area for concession stand. I want to replace a lot of this diorite up here because there's too much diorite. I want to keep the pool lined with diorite, but the decking needs to be something else, and I have not decided what that will be yet. And then this hill here, the lava will be gone, but this hill here will have a small water slide or two that comes down here. Those will probably be open slides. And then I'm thinking, I wish these mountains were closer, but I'm thinking that there will be some larger water slides either back here or here or here, or possibly back in here. Like there might be something here as well. So in here there will be those big giant colorful tube slides that snake around and then drop you out into a pool. And the point will be that the lazy river will take you in between all these different attractions, or you can just walk along the decking. And then like here where the decking is bisected by the river, and here there will be bridges built. So to be honest, if you'd like to kind of help, if you're inspired to come help with this area, you can do that. I think at this point, like I said, I do have a specific idea for how to fill the wave pool in with water. And I have a specific idea for how the water slides should look. But if you want to help with the decking or any of that stuff, it's probably safe to come over here. As well, in the locker rooms, I need some things like I need to put tripwire hooks in here to look like shower heads. And actually, this flooring right here, I probably could just do it and save time from talking. I want to make it recessed like this, basically to keep the water into the shower. And then I need to hang up like changing curtains and put a bench in these stalls. And then I need to put toilets in those stalls. I need to put a sink, which is probably a cauldron. I don't really know of a better sink in vanilla Minecraft, on either side. And I already put a urinal here. It's a pretty big urinal, but I don't really know of a better way to make one. And then toilets and stuff on the side. So if you feel like putting in some of the bathroom fixtures in here, I wouldn't mind also along this wall having some benches. And then I need to put some lockers right here. I need to figure out what the lockers will look like. Probably iron trapdoors on chests maybe. And then I want to replace this with mushroom blocks, the brown mushroom blocks, so it looks like a cork board instead of wood. And probably put some banners. So I can actually name this area, and we have to put up some banners that name the entire theme park. So anyway, yeah, if you want to help with these projects or any of the other projects I talked about, there's a lot to do on the server, and I still am so impressed with everything that's been done to date. So hope you guys enjoyed this update, and I'll see you online.